What's going on, everybody? Welcome into another game day update. It is preseason game number 2. I'm Kelcey. This is ShahAhmadi, the Hornets host and reporter for Bally Sports South. Joining me from Charlotte. Are you ready for? I mean, you guys are 1-0. We're like 3/4-0, so it'll be a little bit of a off.
Okay, what in the world? I didn't know that happened until I watched highlights afterwards and I was like, wait, they only played 3/4. I was like looking up the box score. I was like, okay. So then of course I texted you and asked about that. But man, what a way to start for you guys. But I don't know what you consider that. If I guess 3/4 and
3/4 So we're looking to have a full 4 quarters today with you guys. We're excited about that. Let's talk about your first game. I started off the preseason with the W. We love that, 113-97. And although a lot of the times people sit out in these preseason games, one thing that we did get a big look at was the rookie in James Bouknight. And he had, 20 points?
He did. 20 points. Yes.
What did you like about him?
Oh my gosh, that was so impressive. I know that he's just an athlete, just like a born athlete. He actually played baseball most of his life. Like he wanted to go to the MLB and be a professional baseball player. I talked to him at media day and just like the way his face lit up when he talked about baseball. And I was like, okay, but you literally were drafted in the first round in the NBA and you're telling me that your whole life you basically played baseball. He's like, yeah, I'm going to do both. He wants to play both professionally, which is amazing. So we'll see how that goes. Obviously, Michael Jordan did a little bit of that too. So maybe he can kind of go off of that, but he's just an athlete. Like that's all I can really say about him. And I'm just so excited to continue to see him develop, because if there's one thing about the Hornets, it's like development, all about the young guys and just, continuing, but to start off like that, 20 points in your first game. I think that's pretty impressive. So, and he's got great mentors, some of our guys. So just excited to watch him and Bouknight and LaMelo Ball type of situation. I think that'll be fun too.
Okay, let's talk about LaMelo Ball though, because this now is the last 2 rookies of the year, and LaMelo Ball and Ja Morant going head to head in the third position. From the looks of it looks like both guys are playing tonight. So that's going to kind of be an exciting matchup. It wasn't really one of those like marquee matchups that we looked forward to necessarily last year, but now that LaMelo is like starting to get that ball rolling, I think it's going to be so fun to see them battle it out.
It's going to be awesome. I talked to him too, and just at media day, and he's like, I asked him, hey, your rookie year in the books, got rookie of the year, going into your second season. And he's like, I don't really know how to feel about last year. He was like, it's such a blur. It happened so quickly. He ended up, he came off the bench to start, then he started, then he got hurt, and then he came back. And it was like, obviously the big controversy, is he going to be able to play more games and come back? And he did. But then I was like, well, to put it in perspective, like you win rookie of the year. So obviously it was a great year for you, and what you were able to do in your first start is just incredible. So, I love the way that Ja plays and I love watching him. So I think maybe since it's preseason, don't you feel like there'll be a little bit of flashiness out there and they'll be able to kind of have a little bit of fun with it? It will obviously be, cool battle of the 2 rookie of the years. But yeah, I hope they kind of have a little bit of fun with it since it's preseason.
I kind of feel like that too. Preseason is like that time where you can and I don't want to say use it as practice, but in a sense, you're using like what you learned from training camp going forward. But it also is like, if LaMelo can make like a behind the back, no look pass, this is the time to do it. If Ja's gonna try and poster a center, now's the time to like try it out.
For sure. And they want to show their coaches kind of what they've been working on in the off season. And I know Coach Borrego wants to, see, okay, is the changes or things that I've been doing for these guys, like, is this going to work heading into the season? So it definitely is, not practice, but it's an opportunity to test out even, new guys in the rotation and just see what you all have. So I think it's a great opportunity to watch them battle it out.
Sure. Now, I'm going to do, for a game day update, we always give our injury report. So I'm going to let the Grizzlies know that Dillon Brooks is still out. Everyone that's out who was out last game. And then Kyle Anderson is also moved over to questionable, which makes me think we're going to be relying a lot on D'Anthony Melton, Desmond Bane, Steven Adams, who we got to see for the first time. So if I look over to Charlotte, looks like Hayward's still out. And then Kelly Oubre is listed as doubtful today. So who are you going to look to kind of rely on for scoring?
So as of yesterday, the injury report said Hayward and Mason Plumlee both out for health and safety protocol. And then Kelly Oubre Jr., it looked a lot worse. It could have been a lot worse. He kind of just tweaked his ankle in the first game, came down on it wrong. And luckily it's just day to day. Like it's not going to be as bad as it probably looked for the time being, but
Ankles can do that. They can look bad and then be like, okay.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It definitely looked, it was kind of a scare, but I talked to coach about it and he said that it's not as bad as it looked and it's just day to day. So he's just going to rest it up, but those 3 guys will be out. So what's going to be really exciting and what's kind of been the key for the Hornets this offseason, especially, is the center position. So for the longest time, the Hornets had Bismack Biyombo and Cody Zeller. Obviously, both of them are gone. They bring in Mason Plumlee. And then we've had Nick Richards and Vernon Carey Jr. from last year. They played a lot in the G League and they were, up and down, but we never really got to see them play just because we had Cody and Biz. So that's kind of the big, like, okay, who's going to step up? Obviously, you have Mason Plumlee, who's going to be starting, but then with Nick and Vernon and then Kai Jones, who we drafted as well, all 3 of those guys, I think we'll see a lot of them play tonight. So I'm interested to see how they perform. I mean, I know Vernon and Nick in the G League got a lot of development and a lot of runs there. So I'm excited to see kind of the rotations a little bit. And PJ kind of plays the 5 some too. So that 5 spot is just like, I guess, the starred thing for the Hornets this year.
Well, it's kind of a start thing for us too. And it's something that when I look at this game, I think LaMelo and Ja. But it's interesting that you say that that's kind of like there's a lot of pieces that could go there because we have our brand new piece, like our biggest transaction that happened in the offseason in Steven Adams coming up. Now he had 11 points in the first game, but I feel like he's going to start getting more comfortable in the systems and the chemistry with the guys. So this again could be, he's tough. He's tough. He's known for being tough.
Oh, like he fits, I feel like, the Grizzly persona perfectly. Like when I think of Steven Adams, I think of just like a grizzly bear or something, because I'm like, I'm not going to use the word scary, but I don't know, because I'm sure they're not scared of him, but he looks like he's a good, tough player. So.
Yeah, I think tough is the perfect word as well. So again, from literally the 1-1 matchup to the 5-5 matchup, I think this game is going to be really fun to watch. And if you're watching this, you can watch it 6:00 our time. That's 7:00 in Charlotte. You can watch if you're in Memphis on Bally Sports Southeast. If you're in Charlotte, Bally Sports South, you can catch Ashley. And Ashley, thank you so much for coming on and giving us a quick little preview of tonight's game.
Thank you, Kelcey. I appreciate it. And I know we're friends, but like once the clock starts, we obviously can't be friends, and then we'll go back to friends after.
We'll resume after. That's a fair deal.
Yes. Thank you so much.
All right. Have a good game.